Greetings folk, Helen here from Cairns, Plymouth, CIC. As usual, let's take a moment to pause, relax and open. So I'm back with this wonder of Rest is Resistance by Tricia Hersey. Now, I think rather than meeting you each day and reading the whole book, because there are other things I want to be able to talk about from Cairns, I think what we'll do is we'll take ourselves up to the end of chapter 1, which is quite a journey, and we can do it. So if you were listening yesterday, you might remember that we left off on this excellent sentence of our worth is not connected to how much we produce. So continuing on, another way is possible. Our shared history is one of extreme disconnection and denial. We ignore our body's need to rest, and in doing so, we lose touch with spirit. In our bodies, we have our temples. It is the only thing we own. Our bodies are a tool agent for change, a site of liberation. Our bodies know the time to rest is now. Our collective rest will change the world because our rest resides in a spirit of refusal and disruption. Rest is our protest. Rest is resistance. Rest is reparations. I remain grateful for the mystery of the unknown, experimentation, and the constant demand for liberation, no matter what the systems have told us. Grateful for our divinity that we can tap into, no matter what we are living through. Grateful for the metaphysical, the telepathic, and the deep knowing that our worth is not connected to how much labour we can withstand. The rest message is a message of power over oppression. Rest is balm. We will rest. So then we come to the tenets of the nap ministry. There are 4. Number 1, rest is a form of resistance because it disrupts and pushes back against capitalism and white supremacy. 2, our bodies are a site of liberation. 3, naps provide a portal to imagine, invent, and heal. And 4, our dream space has been stolen and we want it back. We will reclaim it via rest. The above tenets came to me in a dream over the course of a few months when I began to search for ease by resting. Each one revealed and unlocked massive healing in my own consciousness and a profound connection to the ways grind culture weakens our love of self and community. When I wrote these tenets onto paper for the first time, I scribbled them into a composition notebook to ground my personal rest experimentation. I wanted to meditate on each one to make sense of what was happening in my spirit as I reclaimed my time from the powers that be. Tenet 1. I'm not actually convinced I'm saying that word correctly. Is it tenet? Who knows? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Tenet 1. Rest is a form of resistance because it disrupts and pushes back against capitalism and white supremacy. The first tenet became a soft bell in my ear. It became my secret battle cry as I took to my bed or my couch to deepen into my connection with my ancestors, to rest for them, to save my own life. Each time I arose from a rest moment, things felt different. I looked different. My thinking was different. Things that I couldn't work out while awake made sense after a nap. I had a dream that included my grandmother, Aura, holding my hand and walking through a field of grass, the sun shining bright on our faces. We didn't walk for long, and suddenly she was gesturing for me to make the field my bed. As I released her hand, I slowly laid in the grass, and she laid right next to me. She was tracing my entire face with her eyes, and I was doing the same. The feeling of awe and wonder filled me, and I felt so safe, warm, and protected. I woke up from the dream with the widest smile. I didn't want it to end. The systems have manipulated and socialized us so that we stay exhausted. We can remain stuck in a never-ending cycle of trauma. If we are not tapped into the truth of our divinity, there is the possibility of continued brainwashing. I have been asked thousands of times, how do I rest and work so I can make a living? Or, I would love to rest more, but I have bills. How is it possible? I have been presented with the desperate question by so many exhausted people, and it speaks to the crisis we are in as a culture. Capitalism was created on plantations. The roots of it are violence and theft. We as a culture gloss over this historical truth, but to dive into the cracks of this reality is where a profound part of your deprogramming from grind culture resides. To understand and meditate on this truth may place us all in a space of grief. We must grieve. Rest supports our grieving by allowing space, and with space we can begin healing from the trauma of grind culture. Grieving is a sacred act, and one of the ways we can begin to reconnect with our bodies as we craft a rest practice. Capitalism has cornered us in such a way that we only can comprehend two options. 1, work at machine level from a disconnected and exhausted place. Or 2, make space for rest and space to connect with our highest selves while fearing how we will eat and live. This rigid binary, combined with the violent reality of poverty, keeps us in a place of sleep deprivation and constant hustling to survive. The work of liberation from these lies resides in our deprogramming and tapping into the power of rest, and in our ability to be flexible and subversive. There are more than two options. The possibilities are infinite. Although living under a capitalist system is to be confronted with a model of scarcity, this space makes you falsely believe there is not enough of everything. Not enough money, not enough care, not enough love, not enough attention, not enough peace, not enough connection, not enough time. There is abundance. The desperate and valid question of how can I rest if I have to pay bills is the beating heart of this work. It is evidence of the trauma endured by the hands of grind culture, and evidence of our need to reimagine rest. Resting as a form of resistance will be part of a lifelong unravelling. A mind shift, a slow and consistent practice filled with grace. We must imagine a new way, and rest is the foundation for this invention. We should use every tool we have to constantly repair what grind culture has done to us. We will be disrupting and pushing back against grind culture for a lifetime. This fact should give us hope for the possibilities of a new future. Be inspired and hold the vision of rest close. We must collectively push back against any system that continues to disregard our divinity. To be colonized is to accept and buy into the lie of our worth being connected to how much we get done. Keep repeating to yourself, I am enough now. There is no way around this. We have all participated willingly and unwillingly in the allure of grind culture. We have done this because since birth, we are slowly indoctrinated into the cult of urgency and disconnection via white supremacy culture. Another moment to pause, relax and open, and offer many blessings to all.